Articulation. Articulation is the first principle of speech delivery. It is pronouncing the words and speaking with clear diction that effectively transmit the message of the speaker. Word choice and grammatical correctness are necessary in writing a speech. It is highly important to know the correct ways of saying the word, whether they're familiar or unfamiliar. Proper breathing techniques together with correct making a sound that make ups the word contribute to efficient articulation. Now, let me ask you this question. Can you understand this sentence? The pretty wet rabbit was breathed when the canine gave him a nana. I don't think so. Why? Because it lacks of articulation, the first principle of speech delivery. Articulation refers to a clear and correct pronunciation words, and it is of utmost important that a speaker has articulations, because if a speaker has no articulation, it fails to deliver the intended message. Instead of saying the pretty red rabbit was pleased when the knight gave him a nana, we need to say the pretty red rabbit was pleased when the knight gave him a banana. Say red, not red, and banana instead of nana. Articulation is of crucial importance in speech. This is why we must practice our articulation by doing articulatory exercises such as saying tongue twister like Peter Piper pick a peck of pickled peppers, or by exercising your mouth by doing the following some exercises.
Wow!
Lastly, the articulation is indeed a fundamental part of speech.
Hello and good day everyone, my name is Angel Hamdan and today I'm going to be talking about my topic, which is all about modulation. So starting off, you may ask, what is modulation? Well, modulation is the form or style of public speaking in which the speaker enhances the words he say through the audience so that the listeners can hear them much more better and understand him clearly. For example, this can have a major effect in public speaking, especially when it comes to presentations, talking to an audience, conferences, and other things like that. Now that you know what modulation is, or what you know of it, now I'm going to be talking about where can you find modulation being applied. Well, modulation can be found / heard or seen in places like presentations, the classroom, mayor conferences, meetings, etc. etc. The way they're applied is by the voice being enhanced by the user that's speaking. For example, these includes like higher tempos, higher pitch, higher volume, lower volume, things like that. Now I'm going to be talking about mastering modulation. Well, first off, you may be asking, what do you mean by that? Well, what I mean is that if we practice every day how to speak, how to change our pitch, how to sound good in front of people, we can become efficient speakers and leave a mark to the audience we speak to. For example, if we know how to speak well and we present in front of a class, we won't have that stage, right? We would just catch their attentions and make them understand what we're saying instead of stuttering all the time. As you can see, this would be truly beneficial to us if we learn how to use modulation. Modulation is not a really long thing and not very hard to understand. but it contains so much that it will really help us if we do learn how to talk well. So that's all for me. Moving on to the next reporter.
Hi everyone, my name is Mika, and I will be talking about the third principle, which is called stage presence. The speaker's ability to own the stage, fill the space, and project his or her personality to the audience. That is called stage presence. The opposite of stage presence is stage fright, which is considered by many as a topmost fear in the world of public speaking. However, instead of trying to get rid of the stage fright, all that energy that is making one feel shaky and nervous should be used to make the speaker become an interesting, enthusiastic speaker capable of being heard and able to move about the stage. No one is immune from stage fright. Other people just manage it better and create what we see as stage presence.
The fourth principles of speech delivery: the facial expressions, gestures, and movements. It is not just the choice of words and proper pronunciation that makes an effective speech delivery. The message of any speech is reinforced, clarified, and complemented by nonverbal communication such as facial expression, gestures, and movements. Without these nonverbal elements, the speaker may be judged by boring with flat delivery and unemotional voice. Facial expression should change with the content of the speech. Gesture should emphasize only certain points of the speech. And lastly, movements should allow the speaker to carry the speech around and forward into the audience. It should also direct the audience to follow the speaker and keep them hanging on his or her every word. Although speech in itself is considered verbal, non-verbal communications such as facial expressions, gestures, and movements form an essential part of an effective speech. Yes, the audience listens to the speaker with their ears, but they also observe him or her with their eyes. Facial expressions and gestures allow the speaker to act and his speech, and it makes the audience feel the speech. It also makes the speaker put emphasis on important words and phrases. Now, let us consider this sentence without nonverbal communications. I, as the president of the class, would ensure that no one will never fail the quiz again. Never. What do you think about that? Okay, let us now apply the nonverbal communication. I, as the president of the class, would ensure that no one ever failed the quiz again. Never again. What do you think about that? Don't you think that the sentence with facial expression and gestures has more life compared to the sentence without those things? Okay, but please do remember that we must not use nonverbal communication excessively. Don't do many gestures that will affect what you were saying. Like for example, earlier, like I, as the president of the class, would ensure that no one will ever fail the quiz again. Never again. Do you get what I mean? There's a big difference with a lot of gestures that might affect what you were saying, which they will more focus in your gestures or movements. This looks comical rather than professional. Nevertheless, nonverbal communication is an important principle of speech delivery, for it gives life to speech.
The fifth principle is audience wrapper. It was pointed out previously that the most important tool for establishing a connection with the listeners is an audience analysis. Using these data, one is able to write a speech that would appeal to the audience. Also, because of the same data, one will know how to deliver the message to the audience and connect with them at a deeper level.
That is for lesson 18, everyone. I hope you learn and understand the 5 principles of speech delivery. Before we end this vlog, please like, share, subscribe to Gurong Vlogger ng Kuwait and click the notification bell button to be updated to more upcoming videos. Once again, thank you for watching. Bye! Or the speaker.
Stage fright, which is considered
And let me now clear diction that effectively never again. Piper pick a pep